Morgan started having a faith crisis. Dun, dun, dun. Hunter, add in scary music.
Hunter's my editor,
Maybe
for those who don't know, and he's also
some
our
thunder.
brother.
Every time you hear faith crisis.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ex-Morgan with My Spiritual Life, and today I have a really awesome guest. It's Brooke. You all should know who that is by now, because I talk about her a lot, but it's my sister.
We're actually related.
We don't look related. Some people say our nose. Turn your face this way. Yeah. Do we have the same nose? Guys, help. Said help.
How are we related?
I don't know. I question. I don't know. Okay, so Brooke is my sister. She's actually Mormon, but she's amazing. And I've been wanting to have her. Oh, that sounds so bad. We're also really good at teasing each other, so no offense is taken at all. Yes. So here's the thing. When you leave the church, it's so hard to maintain Mormon relationships, especially at first. But Brooke is a miracle child. And she is the most amazing sister in the world. And I've been wanting to have her on this channel for so long. But I've honestly been scared because I didn't want her to get crapped on. You know, because obviously my audience is largely ex-Mormon. But I've been seeing more and more who you guys really are as I've been reading your comments and things for years. Some of you guys have been commenting on every single video for years, and I just trust you guys. I know you guys are going to be open and receptive to the things we want to talk about today. So, I'm so excited to present Brooke.
We're going to talk so highly about you guys, about her audience. I'm really excited to be here as well. And she told me she won't read any of the bad comments, so
So maybe she'll just make up some good ones about me to tell me. Guys, write some good comments so that Brooke is got some buffer. Just kidding. I know there's gonna be a lot of good comments. So I just want to introduce Brooke a little bit. So in our family, so it was my older brother was born, and then me, and then Brooke, the miracle child. And yes, Brooke has been in the softest place in my heart for forever because she's just had my back my whole life. In high school, I was 3 grades above her, but sometimes if I was really stressed, she would do my homework for me. Because she's really smart, even though she was 3 grades behind. Actually, I just attribute to her really good GPA because she was, learning a lot ahead of time, so you're welcome.
yes, Morgan is the reason I did so well in high school.
You did very well. We were both pretty nerdy, so.
Yeah. I mean, and I really just read stuff to you and typed up your papers. That was all.
She was my little assistant.
Yes. I was her typist.
Oh, man.
But it's great because, I went into court reporting and now I'm starting to become a court reporter, so.
There you go.
Got me on my career
Got
path.
you. You're welcome. Again.
Again.
You're welcome that I was so nerdy.
I owe so much thanks to Morgan for making me do her homework.
Oh my gosh. This feels very patronizing.
But for real, I love work so much. I love doing her homework.
Oh my gosh. Everything you say is only making it worse. I'm just kidding. Okay, guys, I'm so hyper because I'm so excited to have Brooke here talking with me today. So a lot of you probably have remembered me talking about my one sister who's been just very accepting throughout this whole journey for me, and it has meant so much to me, and that has been Brooke. And I am so, so grateful. And some of my other siblings have also been great too, but I just really want to highlight Brooke right now because, well, she's here. So if you other siblings want highlighted, then you got to come on the channel. So. Yeah. Anyway, so Brooke.
It's high five.
Yeah, high five. High five for being awesome.
Thank you.
High five for being you. And do you want to give us just a little bit of background information about yourself, and then we'll kind of talk about how me leaving and how what it did to our relationship and how we got through it all and all of that.
Jazz. All right, here's the jazz.
Here's the tea.
Here's the tea.
That's what the young people are saying.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, wait, you're Mormon. You can't have tea.
Oh, no. I gotta get out of here.
Here's the Diet Mountain Dew.
And when you're like, soda.
Oh, no. Brooke, what do you drink? Let me guess. Water. Like a peasant.
Like a peasant.
Like a healthy peasant.
Yes, I'm poor.
I'm poor.
Please
Oh,
send
no.
funds to the poor peasant.
Oh my gosh. You know they're actually going to send money when you say stuff like that.
So I grew up in a family of 6 with Morgan as older sister. It was great.
Your favorite older sister.
My favorite
Take
older
that,
sister.
Blake. Which is actually a boy's name, and I'm now realizing that this Mormon audience might not think so.
Yeah.
And there's no Y's in it. Anyway, continue.
So I grew up in the church. I served a mission in Carlsbad, California. I came back to St. Louis, Missouri, which is where I grew up, and then I decided to move out to Idaho to be with Morgan because she was having her first baby, and I really wanted to come help out with the baby. Lucas, he's so cute, and I can see him every week, and it's great. So I came out to help with the baby, and then Morgan started having a faith crisis. Dun, dun, dun.
Hunter, add in the scary music. Hunter's my editor,
Maybe, like,
for those who don't know, and he's also
Some
our
thunder.
brother. That should work. That was pretty good.
Every time you hear faith crisis.
Yeah, just like the lightning. So yes. So I have to say, Brooke was amazing to be willing, because she was doing online school. She decided she wanted to come live with me and my husband so that she could help me with Lucas, and it was amazing because I really needed help. Babies are rough. And especially when it's your first. Anyway, so Brooke came while I was really getting to the knee-deep part of my faith crisis, and I was really, really scared to admit it to her or anyone. And it was really hard, because I remember, like, after having Lucas, not wanting to, after you're, like, wearing the gown for 3 days and stuff, like the hospital gown, like, not wanting to put my garments back on and stuff. First of all, because I just had a baby and it's extremely uncomfortable to wear anything. But second of all, because I was in such turmoil. But I remember, like, certain people that were visiting and stuff asking about it, and I was like sweating bullets because I didn't want to talk to anyone about it, because honestly I didn't know where I was going to end up, so I didn't want to stir something up real big if I was just going to go back, like, why create all this drama if I was just going to go back to church.
And there was drama.
There was drama for days. And that's okay. We honor that. Okay, so, anyway, so I remember this must have been, like, a couple months after Lucas was born when we had this chat about, do you remember?
I don't remember exactly.
I don't remember exactly when, but I remember where, because it was in my room. Do you remember?
Yes.
And it was just you and me. And I was just in darkness. I felt so alone and so afraid, and I was doubting so heavily that it was getting to a point where I was like, I just don't know what's going to happen, but I was desperate to know that I would still have my family no matter what I did. And I just was not optimistic about the responses that I was hoping for. Like, I'm hoping for good responses, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, not just even you, but, like, in general.
It's too far out of reach for hope.
I was scared. I was just so scared of rejection. Like, I think that's one of the hardest parts of a faith crisis is, like, well, it's hard because you feel like the whole way you've viewed your life is like, you don't know how to view it anymore, but then it's like, now, not only are you super confused and feel like you lost your purpose in life, but now you also are like, now everyone's gonna abandon me. And it's so scary. Anyway, you know all about it. You watched me go through it all. We're gonna get to that. So, anyway, so I remember we were in my room, and I remember I was just, like, sobbing, like, telling you, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was explaining that I was really feeling unsure about church stuff, and about my faith in the church, and my trust in the church, and I was just terrified at what you were going to say, and I'm pretty sure I told you way before I told anyone else in the family, if I remember correctly. Because we were so close, you know. We've always been
for
pretty
sure
close.
before Mom knew, but
yeah. Anyway, so then Brooke, with her ginormous heart, swallowed me up in her love and told me this story. Now, I was just completely taken off guard because I was still kind of expecting the pre-mission Brooke, which, so like, for lack of sounding like rude, before your mission, you were very black and white thinking, right? You were very like, this is the right and this is wrong, and like, that's just it. And I hope I'm not being offensive in saying that.
no.
Okay. And
if you want, I can share it myself so that they don't think you're being rude.
No, whatever works. But anyway, so I basically, the moral of the story was I wasn't expecting the response that you gave. Mm-hmm. So now why don't you tell me a little bit about your mission and then what caused you to have that kind of response, and then you can explain your response.
Yeah. So when I decided to go on a mission, I decided that I want to go on a mission to really make people happy. I saw the happiness that the church had brought at least some people, and I really want to share that with people. But before my mission, like Morgan said, there was a lot I did not understand about the world and people, what they go through, their emotions. Like, I very much was a black and white person.
Well, that's all you had ever known, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, and, like, to your credit, I mean, you were always very loving to me and your friends, and, like, you know? Like, you always had my back, you know? And so, anyway, so I can't stand when you diss on yourself.
What? I mean, you just dissed on me.
I know. I can't stand that either.
Okay, so basically, used to be a little more judgmental than I am now. I'm still working on it even. But I went on my mission, and I really learned all of the different experiences that people go through, especially leaving the church, how hard it is. A lot of the work I did was with what we call less actives, right? Which is probably what a lot of you people are called it. I'm sorry if that's offensive term.
I don't think it's offensive. I think it's only offensive when you call them that and they don't want to be called that.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Like if they think they're active and you call them less active?
No, well, yes. But also,
don't want to be,
it's like if I'm I want to be considered not a member and you call me less active. But I don't care.
Fair enough.
Call me whatever you want. I'm going to do what I want. The labels don't matter to me anymore, but for someone, you know. Yeah. But anyway, you said wasn't offensive. Just
okay. Cool. Yeah, so I saw just a lot of the hurt and the heartache that goes into it. And I just so bad wanted to love everyone where they were at. I did try my best also to, like, get them to a place where they feel comfortable getting back to church and stuff. But yeah. I realized that perhaps there was just too much hurt for some people to even be there. There was one lady that I talked to on my mission that she entrusted us with her issues about the church. She was just starting to have issues and not going. Nobody else knew except for her husband, and she entrusted us with her issues. And she told me how anxious she felt when she went to church, just she felt so out of place and so scared and so hurt. And I was listening to her, and I felt so bad. And I just felt like God wouldn't want her to torture herself. And I told her, which maybe it wasn't the best, thing coming from a missionary. I don't know. But I told her...
No, Brooke, I just have to say, this is where you broke mission protocol and did the most Christian thing you could. It just blew my mind. And this is the story she told me after I told her I was so worried about getting our relationship getting ruined. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So I told her that God wanted her to be happy. I didn't think that he would want her to go and just feel bogged down and anxious and so hurt every time she went. And I told her that I didn't think that that's what God would want. And like Morgan said, probably not mission protocol, but I just felt it. I felt for her, and I felt love for her, the position she was in. I felt...
Yeah.
I felt very sympathetic for her. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just
totally.
felt like that's not what the church is about, right? Or maybe the church. That's not what God is about. If God is love, he's not about forcing everyone to go and feel horrible going.
Right. It just wouldn't make sense. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I love when you tell that story so much. So Brooke told me this story about how she told that girl. She basically said, listen, this church is here to help you feel good, and if it's not doing that, don't go. I don't know if your companion might have just, crapped her pants or what. I don't know. But you said what she needed to hear, which was, it's okay. You're still worthy of love and acceptance even if you don't go to church.
Yeah.
Which is what I desperately needed to hear, from you, from a family member, when I was struggling with my faith. So Brooke told me that. I'm already sobbing. I just start sobbing even more because I was shocked. I was honestly shocked because it was not the Orthodox Mormon answer that I was expecting, which was well, did you pray harder? Did you pray to the wrong source? Did you read the Book of Mormon more? Do you know what I'm saying? And not to diss on those answers, because that's just people, they're trying to help. They are sincerely trying to be as helpful as they can be. Yeah. And unfortunately, that's all they know.
Yeah.
That's all they know. And so I was so shocked by that. And it gave me the little bit of stability and acceptance that I could really allow myself to just feel my doubts and feel that it wouldn't be the end of the world if something happened and I didn't want to go to church anymore, because it was you got it. You got that it was a more complicated issue than just oh, you didn't pray enough. It was just so much more complicated than that. Yeah. Guys, this is so intense for me. Okay.
Yeah. Something that helped me to help Morgan to feel loved and accepted is I really felt like...
As a sinner.
As a sinner. I really...
You know how I do. Hair flips are loud if they're intentional.
I really felt like God is all-loving. He loves more than I could, and I trust in him and his plan. And if he loves Morgan more than me, then why do I need to be scared? He feels just as much for her. I don't think that Mormons in the church should look at people outside the church and be like, well, now they're gonna go to heck. Yeah. And be worried, because God understands everyone's situations, and then assuming there is a God for those who are watching.
Right. Yeah, because I honestly don't know what I believe, but I will say that I love the perspective you have. It's so beautiful. Thank you. And we have a lot of Christian followers, so they're really going to like what you said, by the way.
Oh. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Lay it down with you, Jesus. Got him. Nice. So tell me, do you feel like so from that conversation, you didn't obviously I didn't like tell you everything that I had found out about church history and everything like that, because I didn't want to make it feel like I was dogpiling on you or anything like that, but I did tell you a lot of my concerns, a lot of my frustrations, a lot of the things I didn't understand. And I'm just curious, like, did that change the way you viewed the church at all?
So I feel like it didn't bother me at all, the things that Emmy told me and the questions you had. I've heard so many questions on my mission, and which are all very legitimate. Like, I don't mean to put down at all by saying that it didn't bother me. I already knew that it's just not the path for everyone here in this life to be part of the LDS religion.
Right.
I realize that there is a chance that I'm wrong just as much as there's a chance that you're wrong. I don't profess to be 100% correct in everything. Right. And so I hold on to what I do love, what makes me feel good, and also still able to feel connected with my human family. I don't know.
Sometimes I start a sentence and I just see where it goes. Quoting The Office.
What was your question?
No, that was actually a great answer. That was actually perfect. I love how you treat your relationship with God and also your relationship in the church. So, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's every ex-Mormon's dream is that, like, their whole family will leave with them, right? Like, but it's funny because
it makes sense. You guys want to feel validated and you want to feel like we're on your side. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah.
Yes, and what I was gonna say is, but it's funny because of all the, like, friends or family members that I have that are Mormon, like, I just don't care about if you stay Mormon or not, because what I'm seeing is we have an amazing relationship, and so why would I want you to change what you believe? You know what I'm saying? Like, the siblings I want to change are the ones that I don't get along with because of the Mormon stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which, honestly, like, the sibling stuff has gotten just so much better. It's, like, way, way better. So I'm than what it was when I first left. It was just very shocking. I was the first one in the family to leave. Everyone was super shocked, and they just didn't know what to do. And I didn't handle it well. I try to do a lot better now.
Right.
Anyway. So, what I was saying is just I love the way you worship, and I think that I love the room you give for just understanding that this world is complicated and that people are complicated, and God has to understand that. It's like, if God is real, then he has to understand that people are complicated and not everyone's going to fit in this box, and maybe that's okay. And I just love that. And I think the church in the future is going to adapt possibly more mindedness like that in general, because I think they're going to have to. You know what I mean? In order to survive the kind of political turmoil that they're under. And I think it's going to be a much better place for people that are in it, which I think is really cool. So I think it's cool that you're there and you're setting a very loving precedence for people.
Thanks. I decided very early on that if I was going to believe in God, it was going to be a loving one. As a teenager, I went to lots of different churches, had different friends, and it was so fun because I love going and singing Jesus songs. But
raised questions for myself. And I realized that there's not a lot of room and error in some places and some people's minds and certain religions and certain people's views. Mm-hmm. They're like, you have to do it this way, or, that's it. That's all you get. And from the beginning, I was like, that's, I wouldn't want to worship a God that was all you got, was one chance. And I felt like I could still align myself with the view of a loving God being in the Mormon religion, with our ideas of second chances and, life after death and stuff like that. I'm not trying to convince anyone to go back or anything.
No. You're just sharing your perspective. Trust me, she's not one to try to convince anyone of anything. You're just very accepting. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just...
you're just sharing your perspective.
And that's part of the reason why I feel like there doesn't need to be so much pressure on people to be in the church. And, if you are Mormon and you do believe in second chances after this life, then why is it so hard to let other people go astray if you do believe that? So that's my thought.
That's such a good question, because I think that's what sets our relationship apart from other ex-Mormon relationships that just crumble under the pressure, is that you just never treated me like you were scared of me or you were scared of my decisions. It was like you trusted
for your
me.
Soul.
Yeah,
or scared of you to
become an alcoholic or to taint you with my evilness. Right? Yeah, is like you didn't buy into that fear. You didn't buy into the fear of me becoming bad. It was just like you trusted me. You trusted that I was going to make a good decision, and you just loved me through it all. And I really felt that.
Morgan is an amazing person. I've always looked up to her. I feel like she's a better person than me. So, if anyone's going to Celestial Kingdom,
then maybe you have to leave in order to get there. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Thank you.
So,
you're so sweet.
I don't question people's salvation based on whether or not they're in the church, if that makes sense.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I love that. And I love just hearing about your perspective. Even though I know you really well, it's so cool to hear about and to hear just how this all played out. You know what I mean? In my mind? How you were so ready for me to have my faith crisis. And now I understand better why you were so ready. And I'm so glad that it happened. If God is up there, he's got my back, right? Because he prepared you for my faith crisis, right?
Yep.
That's so cool. That's really cool. I feel so lucky. Sorry to everyone who doesn't have a Brooke. I'm so sorry. It's so hard. Leaving the church is so hard. I was so lucky to have Brooke and to have Jared. And Lucas is pretty ex-Mormon. My son. Just kidding. One of the last things I wanted to do while I still had you here today was ask if you had any advice. If you could give advice to someone who maybe is Mormon and they just had a family member leave the church and they're really struggling. And it's a real struggle, right? Our struggle is real. Their struggle is real too. It's just it's different. And sometimes we don't like to think that it's real because we think the church is made up. So then we're like, it's not real. It's very real to them. So it's very real pain. It's just different. So if you could give advice to a Mormon person who their family member just left, what would you say to them?
My advice would definitely be to take the moment to take a step back before you respond. There, obviously, like Morgan said, there's a lot of hurt on both sides. It's hard when something you grew up in or you felt so strongly about is being questioned by someone who you feel so close to, right? But it made it easier for me when I realized just how much Morgan was struggling, how much she was hurting, and I didn't want her to hurt. I didn't want her to struggle. I felt for her, and I just wanted to help her get through what she was going through. And that's why I support her channels, because I know how much she's helping you guys to get through what you're going through. So really make sure to take the time to have your own pain, but also realize what they're going through as well, how painful it is for them, and reach out and tell them you love them no matter what. And that was the biggest thing, I think, for Morgan, was knowing that she was loved no matter what.
Yeah.
You don't have to be Mormon, you don't have to be Catholic, you don't have to be, you know,
Right,
or if you're atheist, like, you are still loved, you're still worthy of love. I still want to have a relationship with you, which hopefully you do still want to have a relationship with them.
Right, yeah, and remember that your fear isn't going to bring them back into the church as much as you want it to. Like, you being afraid, and it's okay to be afraid, but you putting that fear on them of, like, well, all this and da-da-da-da-da, it scares them. Like, they think they can't have a relationship with you without you constantly making them feel like they're not good enough. And again, you're not trying to do that, you're trying to help. Anyway, I love your advice so much. Brooke, thank you. Thank you for being the most amazing sister in the world. All of you need a Brooke. I will share. That's why you're here, I guess.
Sign up for Brooke's sister.
Sign up for Brooke's sister
We'll
program.
put a calendar out.
Yes. We all
Hire a
need
secretary.
We all need a Brooke. Yes. Yeah.
Unless you're willing to pay for my plane ticket.
Good. Thank you so much. Thank you for your sincerity and for your courage. I know this is scary, coming and talking to all these people.
You guys are scary.
Evil. Thank you so much. Everyone, please give love to my sister in the comments below. I really want this channel to be a place where we can talk about all aspects of a faith crisis. And if we're going to talk about all aspects, that means we got to talk about the faith aspect too. And I just want to feel safe that we can all do that, because we all need something different, and that's okay. And yeah. Booyah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to comment down below and thank Brooke for being amazing, because she is. And also, please, yes,
Please flip your hair.
Please flip your hair in honor of Morgan doing that way too much and driving her subscribers insane. I promise I don't do it on purpose. Please consider signing up for Patreon, and maybe I will be able to afford to cut out more hair flipping out of my videos. If you sign up on Patreon, you get exclusive content from us, which actually me and Brooke are about to record a video where it's just for the Patreon followers. And
hear all the juicy stuff.
Yeah, and all the hair
afterwards.
flipping that we don't cut out. Yes!
All the funny stories.
We can't do this channel without your guys' support. Thank you so much. And comment down below to thank the Patreon supporters, because they are making this channel happen. And I feel so incredibly, incredibly grateful. Okay, love you all. Peace. That looks great. Oh, this is why you're my favorite.
Don't tell him. Oh, Buggy.
Hunter, that's not what you think.
It's totally what you think, Hunter. Come out to Idaho and fight me.
Oh boy. Oh.
I don't know what to do with my hair now.
Just don't look right next to the lens and don't look in the mirror.
Self.
I know it's hard for me to not look at your beautiful self.
Thank you.
Which is why I won't be looking at the camera at all today. I always get more nervous when I'm doing a video with someone else than when I'm doing it by myself. Because when I'm by myself, I'm like, no one's like watching.
Are you watching, Morgan?
Stop watching. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Plug your ears. Put your hands on your head. Your time out.
Hello to the Church of Jesus.
Oh my gosh. This is like way too funny to not include.
You're welcome.
I know.
Ex-Mormon
I am welcome.
The Mormon you didn't know you needed.
Oh my god. Trademark Brooke. Do we need to do some vocal warm-ups?
Mommy made me wash my M&M's.
Okay. No, I don't want anyone to see you're a better singer than me.
Oh no.
Okay, Brooke, we can do vocal warm-ups together, but I need you to pretend to be really bad. To make me look kind of good. Too loud to play with that.
I'm playing with everything on Morgan's desk right now.
It's okay. It's out of excitement.
Calm down.
Cut. And then Brooke is very strong. It's not a huge deal.
Hunter, I'm coming for you.
There you go, practice. Yes, okay, get cut. Hold on, give me just a second. I need to catch my brain. Catch my breath? I don't know. Don't judge me. Okay, still look cute. Just double checking. I mean, I knew I still looked cute, but just wanted to be sure. That's how I usually feel, but luckily Hunter's a good editor. He just kind of
thank you, Hunter.
boom, make us look good. I honestly usually walk away from a video feeling like, oh my god, that was awful. And then I watch it, I'm like, nailed it! So just so you know, totally normal. Totally normal.
Hunter A+ editing.
I know, he's amazing.